Let's have a look now then, because I think we've covered the advanced features of a lot of what you've shown. Because obviously we focused on those three different areas, and I can see there's obviously they're all interlinked, but there's three very clear areas between the dashboarding, the budgeting, and just the reporting side of things, and the planning and analysis, I should say. Can I ask you, just I think focusing on the dashboard, because I think that's the main area that I know people that are dipping their toe in the water, so to say, when it comes to reporting, and they want something more than what Xero or Sasu can provide, is really the dashboarding is where people want in most at this point. Can you give us a typical, about 5 minutes, a typical run through of an everyday workflow? So imagine that you're an accountant or a Xero advisor that is armed with, I guess, a virtual CFO role or an advisory role for an accountant, and they want to understand the business. What would be their typical everyday workflow?
So the typical starting point is, after you've connected your source, is to look at what is the relevant front end for your requirements.
Yes.
If you need a dashboard, of course, then it's a dashboard. If you want to have more flexibility, then it's the spreadsheet.
Yes.
So you can either start with one of the sample dashboards, which is typically good for the learning phase to see, what is possible and how does it work, or you can completely start from scratch.
Okay.
So I quickly do this, start from scratch. So you say we have this empty dashboard canvas. I want to create my dashboard. My user wants to have better insight into his sales. So I go to the Clearjelly sales model based on Xero in this case, and just take whatever they want to see. For example, let's have a look at net profit by product. And then in the desired way they want to see it. Let's say this is a horizontal way. What interaction do they want? So they want to analyze the data by customer, for example. So then we take the contact name in there as well, but make this a filter now. So again, with one click, you can make this a filter where the user then can filter. So you can see it on the other side, everything changes based on the selection here.
Yes.
And then like that, you can do it in the same way for all the other things. So let's say we take the line amount. We want to see this by postcode. Make this a bit nicer here. And show this as a chart. So line amount, postal code. Let's take the region there as well. Looks like there's not too much data here, unfortunately, for this particular view. Let's see if we can get back to take this filter away. Yeah, okay, that doesn't matter, but the principle is the same. So you create a dashboard, maybe put in a nice title here for this. So what add-on dashboard? Make this a bit larger. So you have your dashboard.
Yes.
And now you can just click the publish button, and this dashboard is then available on the web for the users to use.
Excellent.
And hopefully they're happy with it.
Yes.
If not, at any time you can add more details here, change it in the way that I've shown. But the only thing you have to do is create the initial interface with the functionality that you want to provide, publish it to the web. Theoretically, you can also, this is a designer here, you can also provide them with the designer so that the users can modify it themselves.
Yes.
But it depends on your requirements, how much flexibility you want to give the users.
Yes. Okay, just looking back at the finance dashboard that you'd already created, can you run me through sort of a general scenario, I guess, if I'm a CFO running, about to open up this dashboard, would I first of all need to refresh my Xero, my financial data from Xero, for example, and then what generally would people do when they come into this screen after they've refreshed their data or after they've opened this screen?
To be honest, they don't have to do anything. They have to log on
Okay.
with their username and details on the web
Yes.
page,
Yep.
and then they get the data that is there. As you can see, we have all data of the zero model here. So if I
Yes.
want to see the data now from 2016,
Yes.
everything automatically adapts to
So they can
2016. If I want to see the revenue data,
Yes.
everything here filters to revenue information. I mean, this is the way this is defined, but
Yes.
typically the user has access to the entire data model or what the admin wants them to see.
Yes.
So
Excellent.
you can either take the entire model, or you can say, I just want to have this particular year or this particular detail,
Yes.
that's model based. The other thing is, of course, the user rights. So
Yes.
if the user rights are defined automatically based on the user rights, the CFO will see, for example, everything, but the salesperson in Adelaide will only see their sales data in
customers,
Adelaide.
their sales. Yes.
Without having to do anything. So that you define one dashboard,
Yes.
and that automatically adapts based on the user rights for the specific user, and that can
Excellent.
be either the data access rights, or it can also be what are the users allowed to do. So the
Yes.
CFO has the option to change things here and add new details
Yes.
into the dashboard, which the user on the on the static dashboard doesn't have.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Well, that's definitely, I think, as you said, just being everything is there already set up for them. So all they need to do is start sort of reviewing and analyzing the data. There's nothing more to it other than just starting to look at what it is that they need to look at. And obviously, if they need to add more things, if they've got access to do so, they can do that. So excellent.
Correct.
That's fantastic, and it certainly is very, very powerful and flexible as to what you can actually display and change and update. As long I've seen how flexible it is, and you can create anything there that you need, pulling from that same source of data, and it can be very, very detailed as to what you can create in those what if scenarios and all of those areas where it's using Excel and using is it Microsoft BI, Business Intelligence, or Power BI that it's linked through?
I mean, we support, so maybe to clarify this again, so what ClearJelly does, it provides a data stream
Yes.
that is available to nearly every client that supports access to relational databases.
Yes.
So Power BI is one option, but
Yes.
you've got a multitude of other clients out there. So we
Yes.
really would like to provide the flexibility.
Yes.
In addition to that data stream that you can use with any client that supports relational data access, we provide the tools that I've shown you before. So we provide
Yes.
the Excel integration, which allows you the flexible reporting. We provide the planning capabilities, and we provide the web reporting. So this is in essence the technology that's included.
Yes.
But in addition to the tools that we provide, you can also use it with a variety of other tools, like for example Power BI,
Yep.
but also a lot of other components like Tableau, for example, that's getting pretty popular these days, or
Yes.
ClickView, or any of the other tools out there that allow you to access standardized data in relational databases.
Excellent. All right. Very good. Now, if people want to have a play with the solution and test it out, I'm assuming you have, from your website, you mentioned Try Now. You have a trial, and how long is that trial for?
That's correct. So as I said, it's very easy. It takes 5 minutes to set things up. The trial is 30 days for free.
Yes.
And then you can use it with all the tools that we provide. So you can also use the advanced features.
Excellent.
And then hopefully be convinced that this adds value to you, and then decide what plan you want to go for. We've got plans for the end user. We've got plans for advisors,
Yes.
where they get a package of companies that they can use with the system. The best thing is to look at our website at the pricing, which explains all these things.
Excellent. Very good. Alrighty. And how best, if someone wants to get in contact with you, or with your team, how best are they to do that? Through the website?
Through the website. We're also available, of course, by phone. We've got an office in Australia,
Yes.
which is available from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Australian time.
Excellent.
So we cover all time zones there. We also have an office in the US and in Europe,
Yes.
where people can call us.
Okay.
And what I would like to encourage everyone, I mean, particularly in the initial stages, and also as this is a fairly new service that we're offering, we have a very mature platform, but the integration with Azure is new. We've only launched this service last month.
Yes.
We are really to interact with clients.
Yes.
So we encourage everyone, don't hesitate to contact us. Just arrange a quick Skype meetings, because we have learned as well, as easy as the system is, but if you have someone that holds your hand in the first, 15, 20 minutes,
yes,
things get way easier than if you have to find them out. I mean,
definitely.
The way I demonstrate things is a little bit misleading. I have worked with this solution for 15 years, so I know how it works.
Yes.
But of course, when you initially start, and particularly given the breadth of functionality that we have, it might really help to have someone on the side, and we are more than happy to provide this free of charge. So we sit together with you.
Yes.
It just takes 15 minutes. We show you through how everything works, look at your data, and make sure that it is used in the best possible way, and that the users don't waste time. Because, as I said before, we have to be honest, we're at the moment in the learning phase. We really have to see how the users are using it. This zero or general cloud-based accounting market is quite new for us. We have to see what are the important issues that are driving this user group, and we're of course interested to make it as easy and as valuable for them as possible. But for that, we need to get feedback.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's definitely the best way to learn, especially as you said, using the solutions for a long time. It's the questions and the things that come up that help drive the process of making sure those customers have success, because you understand it from their point of view versus from someone that's been using it for a long time. So that's fantastic, and that you're open to that, and obviously can help people through that initial phase. So. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much, Martin, for your time. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
That's pretty much it. Thank you very much, Jerry, for having us.
You're very welcome.
And we hope to have interesting interactions with your audience.